Hi, this is Ken Boyd with the Accounting Accidentally website and accountinged.com, and this is Factors That Drive Business Value. So I'm starting a new series for a video for the Accounting Ed website, and I wanted to talk about several factors that drive business value. They're applicable to every business, and you'll see at the top that we start with customer acquisition cost. Because every business looks for customers, that's obvious. But what's sometimes ignored is the cost you incur to find a customer. We call that customer acquisition cost, or CAC. And here's the formula. And it makes logical sense. It's sales, marketing, and overhead costs. Those indirect costs that you incur to find customers divided by the new customers you obtain. So if it costs you $100 to find one client, that's $100 per client. And what you're striving for is that in order to thrive over time, the profit generated by a new customer must be greater than the cost to obtain that client. So if you make $200 a year from a client that costs you $100 a year to get, or $100 a one-time fee to get, which is even better, you can see how you can build profitability and sustainable profitability over time. This is another way that you can start to realize the importance of repeat business, because if you only have to pay that fee to get a customer once and they keep coming back every year, you can see the huge benefits you get by only incurring a cost one time to get a client who comes back to you repeatedly. So an investor is looking for a low customer acquisition cost and a high profit per customer. Consistency is such a key part of a successful business. If you can generate revenue consistently over time, that has value. So another important metric is monthly recurring revenue. If you can grow your recurring revenue at a faster rate than the customer acquisition cost, your total company profitability grows. So a company that's looking to invest prefers a startup with a low monthly recurring revenue with a growing, monthly recurring revenue total and a low customer acquisition cost. So reoccurring revenue is tougher for a new business that's less established, less reliable customers. They don't know you yet. So if you can establish that and get recurring business right away, your business has tremendous value to a potential buyer. And finally, churn rate. We're going to have customers who leave. And churn rate is simply customers who leave divided by the average total customers for the period. You want to minimize the numerator, customers who leave, as compared with the average customers you have per period. It's a red flag for a company if you have a high churn rate with your customers, because it may cost you 6 to 7 times more to find a new customer than it does to service that customer in your existing customer base. So not only do you have the lost revenue from the customer you lose, but you have the additional costs to find the new customers that we just saw in customer acquisition rate. And finally, here at the bottom, one thing that solves a lot of these ills, if you will, is brand awareness and brand advocates. Starbucks is a great example. Go out and look at the Starbucks annual report. I just wrote about Starbucks for another customer. Lots of brand awareness for Starbucks and lots of brand advocates, which are essentially unpaid salespeople, because these are people that know and like your product or service and tell people about it for free. The example I used in my Starbucks article was, how many times during the holidays did somebody come up to you and talk about how much they like pumpkin spice lattes, PSLs at Starbucks? That's free advertising. That's a brand getting awareness from customers and advertising that they don't have to pay for. So brand awareness and brand advocates will help you with all three of these metrics: customer acquisition costs, monthly recurring revenue, and churn rate. Remember that you can find Accounting Ed here, an online training academy, subscription-based. We're constantly adding content, very proud of the site. And also you can find out more about my blogs, other work that I do here on the Accounting Accidentally website. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.